welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to be talking about formal ways to introduce and greet people in English. So this would be talking to your boss, to someone important, if you're talking to a politician, a leader of some kind, someone whose status is above yours, someone who isn't your family and isn't your friend. So, of course, the basic, all-around, general one that everyone knows as soon as they learn English is hello. Hello is very general. Hello can be formal or informal. Hello, you can say hello alone, with a period, or you can add on to it with a comma, and you can say, how are you? Hello, how are you? Just like that. And I did do a deeper look at this line here in my last video of informal introductions and greetings. So check that out if you want a deeper view at hello, how are you, and other phrases and words related to that. But the basic hello, how are you is good. Make sure that in most formal settings, you want to ensure that how and are separate. How are you? You don't want to use how. You don't want to do that. You want how are you? Hello, how are you? Another one is saying good, and then whatever time of day it is. So you can say good morning if the time is morning. You can say afternoon if the time is afternoon, or you can say evening if the time is evening. So good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. These are all introductions. You wouldn't say good morning if you're leaving. You would say goodbye, but I will cover that in another video. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. As for what times these would be considered, morning, let me erase this here. Morning would usually be before 12 p.m. So good morning would be before 12 p.m. So if you get to work at 8 a.m., you would say good morning. Afternoon is usually between, draw an arrow there, between 12 p.m. and depending on where you are, which state, and where in the world you're from, usually it's around 6 or 7 p.m. Then at around 6 or 7 p.m. until you wake up is evening. So, good morning is before 12 p.m. Good afternoon is between 12 p.m. and around 6 or 7 usually. This can change. Some places it's 9 p.m., some places it's 5, depends where, but on average, 6 or 7 is usually where evening begins. Then evening, 6 or 7 p.m. to when you wake up. So these are all introductions that you would use every day, but there is a formal introduction that you would only use once, and that's when you're meeting someone for the first time. So when you first meet someone, you would say, nice to meet you. Period. So you can say this formally or informally, but when you meet someone for the first time, nice to meet you. So if you're being introduced to someone, if you're at an interview or something, you'd say, oh, hi, nice to meet you. Hello, nice to meet you. Depending on how formal it is, hello, nice to meet you. A more formal way to say it, which you would probably use in something like a job interview, would be a pleasure to meet you. So you can say, a pleasure to meet you. Or you can add, at the beginning of that, you can add it's. It's a pleasure to meet you, President Trump. Something like that. You could also say, it's nice to meet you. Or you can say them alone, a pleasure to meet you, or nice to meet you. So, going over, hello can be used generally for anything. Hello alone, or hello, how are you, as the introduction for the day, prompting a conversation, a response. How are you? Asking them, they'll respond. Hello, usually just blank, and they'll say hello back. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening are greetings used for their certain time. You can say good morning, how are you? This just replaces hello. And then, when you're meeting someone for the first time, you can say nice to meet you, it's nice to meet you, a pleasure to meet you, or it's a pleasure to meet you. So I hope this was helpful and that you've learned a bit more English and talking while introducing yourself and greeting others formally. If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe, and if you have any questions or suggestions for future topics, let me know.